Welcome back, Keepers of the Flame. Okay, so happy first day of spring. And new moon in Aries and all that good yummy greeny. Ugh. Hopefully warmth coming in here soon. I mean, it's been like warm, but like then it gets cold at night and then it gets warm during the night. So yeah, just working with it. All right, gems. I'm going to do a little bit different today, just as a celebratory, like, little, I'm going to pull from the Garden Witch, or the Green Witch Oracle, which is, like, gardens and plants and herbs and stuff. And then the Fairy Wisdom Oracle, and then the Earth Magic Oracle. I just did one for Aries. That was fun. What does the universe want Gemini to know for this lovely, lovely new moon energy? I apologize if you're going through a difficult time right now. I am of the Persephone archetype. I love this time of year. So, bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Dana, 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 Dana. See that right there? Oh, might be time for you to. So, I know my favorite thing to do with bananas is just grab some peanut butter or put it in a shake. I have peanut butter powder now. I just tried that. That should be illegal. Peanut butter banana shakes with some mango. Okay. Ooh. What do we got? Hello, Archie. Wishing you health. Okay, Gem. You got this, lovely little, man, look at that. That's a freaking wicked cool card. There's those mushrooms. Jingle, dangle, ding dong. So, you can harvest those. They need to be dried in a specific way, and I wouldn't fuck with them if you don't know what you're doing. Just saying. Love you. Oh my goodness. Maybe I'll wear that shirt today. That sweatshirt. What is that? The stoned ape theory. The dawn of consciousness. I don't know. You look at Rogan and then you look at Marcus and you're like, I think one works better than the other. Like maybe they need to swap recipes. Ooh, movement. I don't know. Gem. Are you like just gonna like revamp the whole thing, or you have been revamping? Changing your diet, getting more exercise, looking for that better health? Heck yeah, I'm all about it. River's movement. Isn't she a river? She doesn't need a diamond to shine. You can't really have her, but you can hold her for a time. That's such a great song. Okay, that's going to be your song. All right, Jam, let's see. Let's get you some nanner health over here. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Oh, okay, so gardening is civil and social, but it wants the vigor and freedom of the forest and the outlaw. Oh, Gem, that's so you. It is time to look at the shadow and the light in conjunction with each other. Each is as strong as the other, and both have positive qualities and learning points for you. Oh man, if this is not Gemini energy, I don't know what the heck is. The answer to any question is maybe. And perhaps moving away a little will just allow you a better view as bananas ask you to stand back and look at the horizon. Do not give in to any situation that does not align with you at the present. We got the springtime energy coming in. You know what that means. So, cultivation. Considered to be a perennial herb as they don't form a woody stem as a tree does. What's that? I've seen a banana tree before. Maybe it's more like a bush. Yeah, it was kind of more like a bush. Okay, rolling with this punch. Okay. Oh, don't form a woody stem as tree does. Bananas are grown from suckers taken from other banana plants. Plant these at any time in tropical, subtropical, and temperature areas. Do not drop below 15 degrees Celsius. They need fertile, well-drained, though moist soil and a position that enjoys full sun but is sheltered from winds. Harvest entire bunches of bananas around a month after individual fingers cease growing and are well-rounded. Interesting. I didn't know that. You cannot plant a banana seed. It has to be taking, like, cuttings are, if you don't know, cuttings are like, ideally you want the cuttings to be like brand new growth that year, and then you take that cutting and turn it into a whole nother plant or tree or whatever. So like, if it were a tree, you'd take a limb of the tree. Like you can, something that's really easy to do is willow trees. You can take you can cut the branch, just like a little wisp, like a little whippy thing of a willow tree, and plant it. It'll form a whole nother tree. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about cuttings, okay? Magical correspondences: potency, prosperity, fertility, marriage, ambition. Deities: Venus. Man, Venus is coming in hot today. Canola and Lakshmi. Ooh, Goddess Lakshmi. Ooh, there's really good meditations and guided invocations on Lakshmi. Lakshmi's a good, like, driving force to have behind you. Or, as I like to think of it, is it's like you try to embody the archetypal character. You're not necessarily looking at it from a deity perspective. You're like, I would like to have some of those attributes. How can I best invoke that within me? So it's not necessarily that I'm worshiping or you need to worship, but if you have specific modalities and ways that you would prefer to be existing in the world, which now is the time to start planting those seeds so they can come to fruition, that's a good idea to align yourself with whatever energy archetype that you already desire to be like. So, and aligning yourself with that and saying, okay, I like this, I want to be this, I want to be that. Oftentimes, it's easier to cultivate yourself into that particular modality if you already have an archetype to look after. That's why we create these, because it's difficult to remember if you don't have an archetypal character to kind of base it off of. And that's why developing character and character traits is indicative to how we move forward and evolve as a species. So the better character, the better the outcome for your particular goal or whatever have you. So that's what this is, at least for me. It's not that way for everybody, but like I found it works best if you reserve the worship thing and not so much do that part of things. But if you can pinpoint particular aspects and modalities of living that you prefer to resonate with or you already resonate with, and you want to bring those forth and up in yourself and bring them into your life, tapping into those archetypal structures and saying, okay, I want to invoke these characteristics. It's not invoking a deity. It's a archetypal type of energy that is constructed by man. Okay, so it's just that idea of having an aim, having an outside aim to shoot for. Being like, okay, just like asking yourself, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? That's not a bad question to ask yourself. That's not unreasonable or illogical. What would he do in this particular circumstance? The unfortunate part is I wish we knew more about the man's life or his archetypal character, so as to not focus only on his birth and his death, to bring more of that up in yourself, right? So understanding that it's just a particular attribute that you are now setting the seed of intention on this very day, first day of spring, new moon in Aries. Woo chow. Okay, Aries, remember, is that force that breaks open that seed. And I'll get into seed structures and whatever else and planting in the fall and blah, 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 blah. But you're talking about you don't plant seeds in the fall. Oh, darling angel, just you wait. Okay, so just a real quick lowdown on like 5,000 things all at once. Okay, and the celestial is the Venus. Astrological sign was Cancer. I just did a reading for Aries, and they had a lot of, they had two pop out, and both of them were Venus. Love is in the air, darling. Duality spell. Okay, Gem, coming through hot and heavy here. Perform this art project to explore the shadow and the light. Peel a banana and eat it while focusing on the challenge or situation you would like to explore. Take photos of the inside of one of the banana peels and then ink it with an ink pad and press onto heavy white paper. Note the differences between the two images, looking for and interpreting any patterns and symbols. Take photos of the inside of one of the banana peels and then ink it with an ink pad and press onto heavy white paper. So my Virgo midhaven is like, but that's it. Okay. So an ink pad, like you could push it onto an ink pad that you probably don't want to use much of anymore because it's going to have banana gush all over it. But okay. So you take the ink pad, right? You get those little things with the flip tops, right? At the craft store. And then you push the banana peel into it. And then you push it on the paper and see what the difference is between the two. And see where there's darkness and the lightness and what look different. I get it. It's a great idea. It's not a bad thing. It's just, I wouldn't do that to my ink pad. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's cute. I like it. It's a good idea. You could do that with something else that doesn't necessarily, leave goo on your ink pad. You could do that with anything. Okay. Just saying. Long Beach Jump. 61 is the number for this lovely little health. Wishing you health, wholeness. This is a health card. If you find yourself wishing for your wholeness, then it is time to do whatever it takes to break the spell of dis-ease, whether it be on physical, mental, or spiritual level. All these levels, no toes or tails. Peek-a-doo. Okay. There we go. All these levels must work together in order for you to be the best that you can be. There must be also an acknowledgement that lack of wholeness or the feelings that something is missing is all just an illusion. First, understand your divine perfection, that you are now and always have been whole. Bring that wholeness down and merge it into your body. Treat your body well with a good diet, exercise, and loving thoughts. If it is time for a checkup, then go get one. There is always something you can do to honor your body and make it a happier place to reside. Sometimes you have to place yourself above others in order to get proper rest and to ease out the tensions of your life. It is not a selfish act, as you must be in tip-top condition in order to give your best to yourself and others. Forgive yourself and others for any past deeds, as holding on to these regrets takes a lot of energy that could be used elsewhere. Move forward. Love yourself. Know that you are worthy of good health and happiness. The chant is, I am worthy of good rest. I am worthy of good food. I am worthy of good health. I am worthy of the good in life. So be it. Call a friend today. As a Gemini moon, my spirit animal is the dark crystal. The OG, the movie. The new series on Netflix was cute too, but the OG dark crystal was the best, the movie. Maybe take some time to watch that. Get that integrative visual going for you. Understand those duality parts of yourself. And then understand that there's nothing inherently totally, completely wrong with either one of them. Yes, one side can be destructive and the other side is creative, and one side's warish and the other side's peaceful. Again, if we didn't have destructive forces, this would be inundated and it'd die off anyway. So these two parts that, the Geminis often have to deal with just need to come into an imbalance and an understanding that yes, sometimes death and destruction has to happen. And yes, there's the other side where you nurture and fruition life. Okay, so just bring that into balance. Today is a really good day to ask for that. Okay, and if you can see that on a visual scale, it's going to help you kind of traverse the terrain of doing the integration, which I don't care who you are or where your Gemini placement is, there's some integration that needs to happen in everybody. So, and especially if you have Gemini in one of your 3 major placements. So, or if you have a stellium there, that's another thing. Or if your house number 2's got loads in it, that integration pattern is really going to serve you in a major way. So if you can get a visual on that, it really helps. It really does. So maybe you do that tonight as a spell work, like that integration thing, bringing that forward. If you've already seen it, then you already know what I'm talking about. So when you're doing your banana eating, think about that duality that was happening there and how they came together at the end. Spoiler alert. Too late. John. You've already seen the whatchamacallit. You get the gist of it. Okay. So, River. Boy, man. Well, I read a lot of cards for Aries. I feel like I'm going off on Gemini. Maybe it's because I have a little bit more understanding. Smidgen bit. Movement. The softened light from the sun falls upon this meandering river. The sparkles reflect the gentle movement taking place in the river's body. She moves easily around the curves and rocks, sometimes gently as portrayed in this card, and sometimes quite rapidly and intensely. Still, the river's movement will always eventually land in her bosom of great-grandmother ocean. Some of her water will evaporate along the way to feed the waters of the sky, just as it takes place in any other bodies of water, and bless the land with the sea's replenishment, and in a perfect natural cycle that helps the planet sustain itself. Water is our lifeblood, a nutrient more essential than food. The flow of water throughout our own bodies serves as a metaphor for how life itself flows through us and expresses us as we are. Fighting or blocking the flow of your life force can lead you to feeling spiritually void and disconnected from source. Just like the metaphor of the river, it does not work to force or fight this compelling movement. When you simply pay attention and observe the flow, it becomes easier to navigate your experiences and see what lies ahead, or at least get a sense of what is to come by the ever-changing geography that unfolds as you cruise along. Your resistance is hampering your ability to make a choice in this matter. Surrender to the movement of life, be grateful, and you will see the signs along the shore and the river itself that offer you the clues about what direction your egoless self is to be making. Go with the flow, quote unquote, is more than a trite aphorism here. It is essential that you do so now. Breathe, relax, and you will know. Okay, so oftentimes these first two things, like being in your health and giving yourself a healthy diet and putting healthy foods in your body, if you can make them as devoid of chemicals and the less processed, the better, you're going to notice that naturally your mental clarity is going to come into alignment all by itself. If your digestive tract is being fed well, you got your probiotics and prebiotics all in a balance, you're getting your fruits and veggies, you're getting whatever protein of your choice. I'm not here preaching nothing. But if it's clean, right, and it's gotten in an ethical, humane way where everybody who's come across it is being treated well, being treated fairly, being given compensation and whatever else, the whole cycle of life being respected, right? You ever notice, like, I don't know if you do this or not, but I've been to like a few game feeds in my day, and the meat always tastes better. It's because they're honoring the process that they're going through, and it's quite impressive how different the same animal can taste. How with less processing, less time consumed, and whatever else, and just people who care about what they're doing, care about sharing and providing of what they worked hard to hunt down and get. Okay, so if we honor that process, it's not so evil anymore. It's not so dark and horrible and whatever else. So when we honor what is willing to sacrifice itself for us, okay, honoring that cycle of life, okay. I'm not saying go out and eat all the meat. There's many a day where I don't eat meat. But there's a particular balance that everybody has that they need to find for themselves. Some people do great on vegan diets. I am not arguing that at all. I think this just needs to be an equal and respectable dietary community on the planet. It's an ecosystem. We don't have everybody lodged into one fractal, otherwise it would be completely unbalanced. So just remembering to pay attention to what's flowing inside of you, that beautiful river that is your blood. How does that move and function after you eat? How do you feel in your body after you eat a particular food? How do you perform? How do you function throughout the day? Start paying attention to that. Your body will tell you exactly. I'm sluggish. I need a fucking nap. I'm a walking fucking zombie because whatever the hell you ate just put me in a freaking coma. Or I feel light on my feet. I feel calm. I feel collected. I'm very clear. For me, it's sushi. I freaking love sushi. Sushi. So, it just makes me, it's invigorating to me. Water sign. I'm not full Gollum on it, but like, it's good, okay? So, and oftentimes it's more like the veggie run too. You know, a little cream cheese never hurt anybody. So, remembering to recognize that. Get into that like 10, 15 minutes after you're done with the meal. Check in with yourself. How do I feel in my body right now? What is this sensation that's going through me right now? Do I dread intaking what I'm about to intake? Do I absolutely hate it? It is disgusting. Is there a better way I can get this? Can I add something to it that maybe tastes better? Can't, you know, if you're drinking like a, like I have this hemp protein that I use. Oh man, it's so freaking chalky. Ugh. But if I add like fruit to it, especially like bananas are really good with hemp powder because it kind of takes away that grittiness of it. Kind of smooths it out. Bananas and mangoes with it, really good. So just remembering to like, you know, make the experience enjoyable. Because if you're like, oh, you're not going to feel good after you eat something where you're like, I'm going to throw up. Okay, so just, we have to remember keeping that balance does not mean you have to hate your food. That's not good for your system either. Okay, so just remembering how you feel in your body before and after. And just carve out as needed. Make those adjustments. Okay, don't be afraid to explore, create, you know, do what you got to do with whatever you're doing. Throw it in a blender. I don't care if it's cooked vegetables. Throw it in a blender. Who the heck said you gotta follow all the rules? It's your food. Just make sure you know what the heck you're doing. Okay? Movement, exercise. Doesn't have to be like this whole running thingy thing. For some people, it really works, and I totally get that. They have a particular purpose to fill, and it's a stressful one. Let's give them kudos for the work they're doing because it's a hot minute. But when you can just slowly move yourself with some maybe yoga or Pilates or using your body as a counterweight, right? Getting that inner core strength, okay? And then if you want, you can start chiseling out and something about Band-Aids. Something about Band-Aid. Cut. They call it cut. Doing that whole thing. I'm not opposed to that. That's your thing. But remember and keep that core strength, okay? Because if you got that core strength, you're going to blow everything else out of the water. Anybody who is ignoring their core strength, oh, you could knock people out of the ballpark and not look at all cut. Psh, do I look cut? No, but I can move some shit. Like you put me out in the yard, I'll blow your cookies away. Okay? So remembering that core strength. If you find your center of gravity, just watch people that like throw people around for a living. You know, flipping, turning, you know, if you find your center of gravity, you know, good luck. Good fucking luck, Chuck. Okay? So find your center of gravity and dig in on that core. Okay? That'll help. And while that strengthens your physical core, your other core gets really like, oh, okay, guess we gotta pay the fucking attention now. And then you start making other better decisions for yourself from your core. Okay. As above, so below. As within, so without. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Happy, healthy, beautiful springtime. Until next time, I love you, Jem Jem. Keep your flame.